I don't know if this shit working or not, yo. Hey, there we go. Finally. Finally. It took me forever to get this shit working. I don't know how the sound is. Hell yeah, there we go. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, I can't screen share. Where's the option to screen share at? I guess it won't let me screen share. Yeah, that shit won't let me screen share. It's cool though. It's cool. What you talk about, cousin? One receiver, and y'all back in the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody mentioned the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody mentioned the Super Bowl. Y'all got one good season, and you came in here with all types of confidence and cockiness. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Shout out to all the Cowboys on the Commanders that made y'all a better team last year. How about that? Or the Washington Football Wizards. That's what I call them. But I'm not here to talk about the Super Bowl. I'm actually here to see how this is going to affect the team. I don't think it's going to affect the team that much. It's not going to make that much of a difference because our offensive line is not fully intact. That's my thing. I don't know who's going to be playing left tackle next year. I don't know if it's going to be Tyler Smith, if they're going to have somebody draft, well, have somebody work out there. It more than likely should be Tyler Smith at left tackle. Um, Maybe Brock Hoffman at left guard. You got Cooper BB at center. Um, we got the new bull Tyler Booker that we just drafted at right guard, and then we have punk ass Terrence Steele at right tackle. But I'm really just trying to figure out how we're going to protect our quarterback and get this running game going. The weapons is cool, don't get me wrong, because we, you know what I'm saying, not having a number two receiver really kind of fucked us up the last couple of seasons. I know we had Brandon Cooks, but he was injured and he couldn't take the top off of the defense like he used to, at least not in Dallas. So hopefully with this pickup with crash out Pickens, George crash out Pickens. I don't like bro. I don't like bro. I think he's too immature. I think that he let his emotions ruin a lot of games for him and the Steelers this past year. I don't want that to happen with my team. We got enough personalities on this team as it is. I don't need motherfuckers coming to Dallas and trying to change shit. Hopefully, if you change something, change it for the better. Y'all need a quarterback that average 2 picks a game. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all let y'all backups go. Who's behind Dak? We got the boy, I think it was Joe Milton that was with the Patriots last year. He's pretty decent backup. Dak definitely doesn't average 2 picks a game. Tyler Guyton at left tackle. Oh, I forgot about Tyler Guyton. Duh. Yeah, Tyler Smith at left guard, BB at center. Yeah, yeah, nephew. I forgot all about Tyler Guyton. I thought they was gonna move Tyler Smith out there and put Brock Hoffman at guard, but I'm glad. I'm glad. Let's see if Tyler Guyton can actually, you know what I'm saying, get his shit together from what last year. He was a rookie last year, so I give him a clean pass for that. He was a whole rookie last year. But I think Dak actually have a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio too. Uh Mango. So so stop just throwing shit out there, bro. You ain't talking to no regular Cowboy fan. You talking to a real football fan. He probably got a 2-to-1 ratio, but still, you know what I'm saying. He ain't got no he ain't averaging no 2 interceptions. Don't get me started on my quarterback, bro. But Marquise Bell, nephew, he wear number 14. So you think that he gonna give his number up to Pickens, or Pickens getting a different number? It's dope that we got a true number two out here in these streets though. Like a true number two. Like he number one on you know what I'm saying, a lot of other teams in the NFL. So the fact that we got a true number two out here is actually pretty damn dope, in my opinion. He's just a crash out. And it's crazy though because what's my boy name? Jordan Lewis not even on the team no more. That would, you know what I'm saying? They used to be beefing this shit. Him and Pickens, Jordan Lewis and Pickens. Shout out to J. Lou, bro. That's one of the players that I wish we could have kept for real. Like, I ain't even going to front. I ain't even going to front. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'm excited for this joint. I want to see how this work. I really want to see what my offensive line look like. If you don't get no protection, if you can't get that running game going, none of this shit that you're doing in the offseason is really going to matter at all. Shout out to the fact that Jerry Jones decided to get up off his ass and remember that he's also the general manager, not just the owner slash figurehead for the Cowboys, and actually went out there and made a fucking move in the offseason. We got some running backs in the drafts for the first time in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much since Zeke. We made it a priority to go ahead and get some running backs. Didn't necessarily have to go in the first couple of rounds, and I'm happy that we didn't. Tyler Booker, that bro looked like a fucking beast. Like Tyler Booker looked like a monster for real. Like he looked like a uber athlete just playing offensive line for real, bro. Like bro look bro looked like he looked like that. Like for real. Y'all know how I feel about my boy Tyler Smith. We got three Tylers on the line, on the offensive line. That shit better be confusing as hell too. I need hold on, let me see if my other football people around. See if my other football people out here. My homeboy hit me at six something this morning, saying Pickens to the Cowboys. I've been hearing about it all week, but I ain't know if that shit was actually going to follow through because you know how Jerry is. Jerry will fuck around and have everybody hopes up just to make us look crazy out in these streets, boy. I ain't got no time for that shit. He's been well watched on for the last 4 years. He was getting that little Hall of Fame. Okay, 6'5". I know, yo, he's a big motherfucker. Yo. Saw him at the draft. I'm like, oh, that's a big nigga. 6'5", 215, and he's playing guard. 315, and he's playing guard, yo. And he's playing guard. He's gonna be a monster. He's gonna be a monster. Like, hopefully, we can solidify that right side with him over there between him and Terrence Steele. This would be Terrence Steele really first year without playing next to Kratos, aka Zach Martin and shit. Shout out to Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. You know what I'm saying? Two Cowboy greats that retired this offseason with nothing to show for it championship wise because you know Cowboys last 30 years or whatever. But we're not here to talk bad about this team. We here to actually trying to figure out, was this a good move or not? I'm not going to sit here and question was it a good move because, in my opinion, hell yeah, go ahead and get the talent that you need. Just make sure that that offensive line is solidified, so your quarterback can have time to go out there and hit these weapons, and your running back can find some holes and help make the quarterback job easier with the play action and shit like that. Uh, Last year I was talking to Quan about this shit last year, and I'm still gonna say it this year. I expect a big season from Jake Ferguson. I expect a breakout season from him. Last year, I guess because of the injuries, didn't get much from him, but I expect a breakout season from Jake Ferguson this year versus last year. And you know what I'm saying, I expect Dak, of course, to bounce back. I know a lot of people don't really pay attention to the Cowboys other than to hate on them. But if y'all pay attention to how shit goes, like Dak could get injured the next season, he come back, he balled the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So it's not what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not a coincidence if he does. You know what I'm saying? If he does this come back and ball the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? We got some extra weapons. I want to know how this Brian Schottenheimer offense is going to look. Um, I don't think it's gonna look too much different than it did the last 3 years and shit. The last 2 or 3 years with him on the over there as offensive coordinator. But I mean, with him being the guy that can put the game plans together and call the plays and all that shit now, let's see how the shit look compared to when we had Mike McCarthy out there calling the plays. I think his relationship with Dak is a lot more stable than Dak's and Mike McCarthy relationship and shit. I think they get along a lot better. Not saying that Dak and Mike didn't. I'm just thinking that Brian and Dak got a closer relationship, if you will, and shit. It was already reported that Dak and Micah, y'all see I got my Micah jersey on today and shit. But it was already reported that Dak and Micah are locker mates now and shit. So I guess the defensive leader and the offensive leader and shit are locker mates. Hopefully they can get this team back on track. Because not only that Dallas needs, you know what I'm saying, leaders in the locker room with the players, we need leaders in the coaching staff. We need motherfuckers that's gonna tell Jerry Jones, hey yo, go sit the fuck down and let me handle my business. I don't think that this is the coaching staff that would do that by any means. I don't think that at all. But we'll see, man. We'll see how this shit play out for real. I'm actually a little bit excited to see how George crash out Pickens, and CD Lamb complement each other and shit. Both of these guys can you know what I'm saying, make some spectacular plays. Um, they both really damn good after the catch. Um, Pickens might be a more of a jump ball deep threat than CD and shit, but shit. Other than that, I think these guys do pretty much the same shit. CD is probably a better route runner, probably better after the catch, probably better with the intermediate shit like the short passes and shit like that. But shit, if you throw anything in George Pickens' vicinity, 9 times out of 10 he's gonna come down with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I love receivers like that you could just be like, hey, I'm gonna toss this bitch up to you, and I got full confidence that you're gonna go get it and shit. We ain't have a receiver like that since Dez Bryant, for real. So I ain't gonna front. I wasn't going to plan. I wasn't planning on being on live too long. I just wanted to rap about this shit. If anybody, you know what I'm saying, if anybody want to hop in here and fuck with your boy, come fuck with your boy. But until then, I'm gonna just probably sit here and think about what's going on with this shit. Cause all right, so what we gave up to get George Pickens was nothing. You know what I'm saying? We gave up shit to get him. We gave up a third round for next year and a seventh round, no, a fifth round for 2027 and shit. Then we got George Pickens and a 2027 sixth rounder in return. So shit, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. You get, you know what I'm saying, a prime receiver and a pick in return, and you only give up, you know what I'm saying, a couple late round picks. I know third round picks are definitely valuable and shit. And I'm not saying they're not, but hell yeah, I'll give up a third round pick for George Pickens. You know what I'm saying? I give up, I give up a third round pick for a true goddamn wide receiver out here. You know what I'm saying? A true number two. Like I said, it could be a number one on pretty much any other team in the league. I'm pretty sure that Kansas City would have wanted to have a George Pickens on their team. You know what I'm saying? They need a receiver type shit. There's a couple of teams out there that would love to have George Pickens as their number one, you know what I'm saying, target. And Dallas was able to get him for still as a number two guy. So I'm really happy about that shit. I ain't even going front. I ain't even going front. If we ball out this year, his contract will be. Ooh, I ain't even think about that. I ain't even think about that. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. He definitely would want wide receiver one money. Yeah, but see, that's the thing though. If he do that this year, like if he ball out in Dallas this year, he should know. Now, I'm not saying that he'd be wrong for wanting wide receiver one money, but he should know he's not getting that not from Dallas. They just paid their wide receiver one money and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like what is it, 35 mil a year that CD's making? Yeah, so George, you know what I'm saying? This might be a fun 1 year experience with George Pickens unless he decides that he'd take a pay cut to stay in Dallas and shit to be a number two. But that's a great ass point, yo. I ain't even think about that. So yeah, this probably just gonna be a 1 year deal. A 1 year deal with bro and shit. And unless he got a fifth year option, but I don't even think that we could pick up the fifth year option because we didn't draft him and shit. I don't really know how that works and shit. But I'm gonna pin this shit because that's a great point. Okay, yeah, yeah, they definitely probably tag him. But what's the tag? What's the price on the tags and shit? That's damn near like 25, 30 mil now, you know what I'm saying, for the receivers. So it's like you gonna pay that shit for 1 year, or you know what I'm saying, try to set it up for a multi-year deal and save yourself some money. You know what I'm saying? Look, at this point, I don't even care about that. You know what I'm saying? We're not even we're not even that we the season ain't even start yet. So I ain't even worried about that shit at this point for real. I'm about to see. I want to see, you know what I'm saying, definitely the off-season workouts and shit. Like I said, I wish my boy Jordan Lewis was here. I would have loved to see them two match up against each other and training camp and shit. But I want to see the off-season workouts. Hopefully our defense come back a little bit healthier, especially our back end with Trey and Duran and those guys and shit. Um, I've been hearing shit about Overshawn and about how he's looking great. It's best if Dallas stayed on during the season if Dallas was well. That's the thing though, nephew. That shit that makes sense. We talk about it a lot. It's me and you personally talk about this shit a lot. That Jerry Jones don't like to make sense. He like to make controversy a lot of times. He like to, you know what I'm saying. He like to make headlines and shit. They don't care about making sense and shit. So I wouldn't be shocked that if they do decide to sign him, they don't do it until next offseason because Jerry Jones want to make a whole splash. You know what I'm saying? Have people talking about it and shit. But if we do extend him, that would be smart as hell to do it during the season. Hell yeah, it'd be smart as hell to do it during the season. Hell, reconstruct his contract now. Put him on a 2, 3 year. Well, put him on a 3 year deal with a fourth year option. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Right now and shit. Like, don't let nobody else get paid. You know what I'm saying? And shit, just go ahead and restructure your shit right now. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Give him a couple mil less than the second best receiver that's getting paid, not the second best number one, but the second best number two that's getting paid, or the best number two that's getting paid. Give him what he's getting and shit. Did T Higgins get his contract, or they still bullshitting with him? Oh, my boy Matt calling me on the phone now. Yo, I'm feeling good. Look, I'm actually live on Facebook right now talking about it. So I'm either hit you back and talk to you and shit, or you could just come in here and holler at your boy and shit. Nah, nah. I was just like I said, I'm just talking about other shit. The fact that you know what I'm saying, we gotta get our offensive line together in order to use these pieces that we grabbing and shit. So let's hope so. They pay Higgins though, nephew, if you know. Nah, nah. Well, my nephew said they pay Higgins this offseason. Oh, they didn't pay him. They can't franchise him again because they franchised him last year. He didn't get franchised last year. I swear he got franchised last year. I I understand what you're saying, but I swear he got franchised last year. I'm not talking about Pickens. I was talking about T Higgins. Yeah, 4 year, 115. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, nah, we was talking about reconstruction and Pickens' contract and shit. I'm trying to see what was the highest paid second option in the league, and that's 4 years, 115. Yeah. When did he get that contract? Hold on, I'm put you on speaker. You said Devontae Adams or Devontae Smith? That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like, and I'm not mad at that, but that's what I'm saying. If we do that shit during the season, we'll probably be able to get it lower. You know what I'm saying? If we do that shit right now type shit, we'll probably be able to get 27, 28, and shit.
Yeah, but this is the interesting problem, interesting dynamic I have for y'all. All right, so you got a receiver. Congratulations. So are you going to pay him, or
That's
are you going to get
that's the
another year of his
conversation.
money?
That's the conversation that me and my nephew having right now on Facebook and shit. He got 40 million guaranteed, so it's 4 years, 115, 40 million guaranteed. That's T Higgins right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be giving that to Pickens. You know what I'm saying? Not Dallas and shit.
No, but you know what? I told everybody, like at the Eagles Super Bowl, I think Cowboys going to be good this year. They're not going to be terrible. They're going to be actually a good team. And quite frankly, y'all proving my theory right because y'all offensive line, then Guyton, is he going to be our left tackle or your right tackle?
He gonna be our left tackle because we still got Terrence Steele.
All right, shit, hold on, have fun with that still. So
Who you telling?
yeah, so the boy Tyler Smith is the guard. He's pretty good. Cooper Beebe, I'm
Pretty
pretty
good.
second. I
One of the
think
best guards in the league. Don't play with my guy.
he ain't better than Landon Dickerson.
He been in the league what, two
Go ahead.
years? He been in the league 2 years.
Is he better than Landon Dickerson?
He was an All Pro. I'll tell you that. He was an All Pro and
Well, I was
shit for
asking,
2 years in the
is he
league.
better?
2 years in
Is
the
he better than Landon
his
Dickerson? Is he
first two
better than
year
Landon Dickerson?
his first 2 years is better than Landon Dickinson first 2 years. How about that? All right, now shut up.
I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue. I don't want to get a petty argument. We won the Super Bowl, so I'm happy.
Oh,
Um,
that's gonna be yeah, that'll be y'all every time we have an argument.
and listen, you got five. What the hell did I say?
It is what it is.
The only thing I can say we won recently. That's the only thing I can tell you. Now we got five. You can't talk that shit to me no more.
Shit, y'all get five. I'm gonna be dead and gone by the time y'all get five.
Yeah, yeah. If you get five Super Bowls, man, you gonna be an Eagle fan.
Shit.
Come to our side.
Shit.
Come on, we're birds of a feather. We pray together. Let's go.
Shit.
You gotta join some type of bird. Either gonna be a raven or an eagle.
I told
Whichever it
you
goes, win it.
I told you last year, whoever won the Super Bowl, I was gonna be end up being a fan of. I was just saying that shit, hoping that y'all would lose and shit. So,
Yeah, yeah. So you can't fan my team.
cause I was capped, I was lying like a motherfucker, boy. What you talking about?
And I know your feelings hurt, but you know what's so funny too? To make it even so better, I said Primo hated Kellen Moore. I wasn't the biggest Kellen Moore guy, but guess what? Kellen Moore gonna be known as the Eagle because he got that bowl with us.
I still don't like that motherfucker.
All right.
Shout out to him getting the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying with the Eagles and all that shit. Shout out to him going to the Saints and you know what I'm saying being a head coach. Still don't like the motherfucker. Shout out to Dan Quinn over there doing what he did to with Washington and shit. You know what I'm saying? Using half of the Cowboys' talent and staff in Washington. Shout out to those guys and shit.
Man, ball series aside though, Primo, you guys gonna be fine. I don't think you guys gonna go through any trial and tribulation yet. I think
Shit,
you
it's the
guys gonna be
Cowboys, bro.
pretty good.
It's the Cowboys. They live off of trials and tribulation. But like I said, I'm
No,
looking more so for the trenches and the defense to see how those guys looking next year rather than just the weapons on offense. Because like I said, I expect those guys to do what they do. I expect Jake Ferguson to have a bigger, better year because the fact that he got two guys on the outside that's going to be taking a lot of attention and he could just feast off the middle of the field. I
right.
expect that running game to be so much better. Like the fact that just having the attempts, you know what I'm saying, better running backs back there. I want my defensive line to look better. I don't know how it will. I know we got some guys, you know what I'm saying, but
Y'all defensive tackles is not that strong.
yeah, that's been our weakness for the past decade. But shit, since what Jay Ratliff was there. But was Tyrone Crawford? He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad defensive tackle and shit. But
Mozzie Smith, what's going on with Mozzie Smith?
Mozzie Smith is not a bad defensive tackle. I think his rookie season left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. If you go back and look at the tape for last year, he was not bad at all. Of course, you know what I'm saying, he got beat on a lot of plays. That's what happens when you're a second year player that don't have a lot of technique and you just going off of straight strength and you know what I'm saying, bro, and power. But now, you know what I'm saying? I saw things towards the end of the year last year with Mozzie that his hands are starting to get better. His get off, you know what I'm saying, from with the snap count and all that shit is starting to get better. He's starting to get off the line a lot quicker. So if he could carry that shit over next year, he'd be a solid guy. But we need, you know what I'm saying, we need somebody in the middle that can really stuff that run, no diddy and shit. Like we we need somebody, you know what I'm saying? We need a real nose tackle shit. We got a three tech with with Osa Odigizua. and shit.
Yeah.
But we need a one tech. We need a true one tech. And I thought, and the thing about Mozzie is you can't keep losing weight, bro. You can't come in the season at 325 and you end the season at 290 or some shit like that, bro. You can't do that at a three. I mean, at a one tech. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to be fair, he played for two different defensive coordinators, so he both acquired
Without a
defense.
doubt, no, without a doubt, yeah, hell yeah, that's a great point and shit. And I think Matt Eberflus and shit low key might make like now ain't no might. They definitely gonna make our defense really damn good and shit. He's gonna make our defense. Yeah, I saw that we drafted a defensive tackle in the seventh round and shit. But I
He's a D
think
lineman. He's a D lineman. And that dude, I think the name Donovan Eagle, whatever his name is,
yeah,
from Boston
yes,
College.
uh-huh.
He's an edge rusher. And the crazy thing is, he's an Eagles fan, but he ain't gotta be a goddamn Cowboy. I'm like,
Hey, come on now. Come on now. When y'all drafted Jalen Hurts, he had a Dallas Cowboy banner behind his head. Like, come on, bro. Who cares? Who
Listen, to be
cares at
fair,
this point?
I'm gonna be fair. The Eagles took Jahad Campbell. I mean, Jahad Campbell, right?
Yeah.
So his mom's a Cowboys fan, but now she gotta be an Eagles fan because he played for the
Hey,
Eagles.
that's just how it
I,
goes. That's just how it
I
goes and
understand.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I said, hey, listen, man. I said, hey, yeah, bad fuck with that. But you know what's funny? I'm really surprised that John Campbell really felt to Eagles. I was so like, what? Because I was thinking Will Johnson. I said, ooh, we gonna have a chance to get Will Johnson from Michigan.
Did he ever get
Damn.
did Will get drafted?
Yeah, he got drafted by the Cardinals in the second round.
No, he did. Okay, okay.
Yeah, because I was on the phone with Mark because Mark was telling me about players that he wanted to get drafted. So I'm on the phone with him, and Mark was talking about he wanted to get their safety that Will starts, and Ravens got him. I said, godly. So whatever. Because I'm thinking like, all right, maybe the Eagles can get their safety starts because he already said the teams that he thought he could vibe with was the Ravens and the Eagles. So I said, listen, bring him because we need a safety. So I said, all right, well, you going to the Ravens? All right, take that off the board. All right, let's get Will Johnson. He's the best thing out there. I mean, another good corner. Why not take him? You got Quinion Mitchell, Cooper, and Will. That's all I was thinking. So when they said, so when the Eagles traded up with the Chiefs, I said, come on, Eagles, don't let me down. It better be no goddamn edge rusher. Please don't, because I ain't getting them more pass rush. So when the Eagles took Jahad Campbell, I said, okay, I'm happy with that pick. I forgot he was on the board because he is a linebacker, and I've always been an advocate saying we need more linebackers.
Yeah.
I said
See,
Zach Bond's not enough.
my thing about it is I don't give a fuck about who the Eagles took. I'm talking about the Cowboys and George Pickens today. So to get back to my point, to get back to my point, to get back to my point that I was making is shit.
Go ahead.
But I do want to say this though. I can't wait to see the Eagles this year with having two good receivers and shit because I don't man listen, I like your cornerbacks, but I don't think that they was as good as they were last year and shit. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? The Eagles just had that team last year that you just couldn't do nothing against, especially on the defensive side when you was on offense versus that defense and shit. So I
I think
I don't
I
think
think
they,
if
them
he
boys is as good
I
as
think
they
I
portrayed,
think
but
they
they got every
I
right to
think
prove me wrong and shit. Like, what do you think about
I
them
think
saying Shador is a fifth to seventh round talent? I think that they did that shit to make a fucking example out of Shador and to future talent, to future to future talent coming into the league. Like, hey, don't come in here with your cockiness. Don't come in here trying to be arrogant. And you know, they only feel as though we're like, you know what I'm saying, people of color are cocky and arrogant when they actually believe in themselves because you had people like Johnny Manziel, you had people like Baker Mayfield that came in extremely arrogant, extremely overconfident, and didn't perform. But you know what? People like Baker Mayfield got chance after chance after chance. Now, don't get me wrong. He got drafted to the Browns, so we do understand that situation. But we got to say the same thing with Shador.
all right, so this is why I sit there and say a lot of people try to make that point. That's true to a degree, but I try to tell everybody the NFL said after Baker Mayfield that they're going to start evaluating differently. They say they getting tired of spending premium picks on cocky players that got potential, and they go to franchises don't do nothing. So Shador was the epitome of it because you know what? Deion Sanders did what LeBron did. They start saying their son is better than half the league, which was a mistake. So now when you do that, you put expectations on your son to be at a high standard. I didn't think Shador was a first round pick, but I did think he was a second round pick at least. I said I watched him play in Colorado. He's actually solid. He had no offensive line over there, but he actually is a pretty decent quarterback. He just got to get the right pieces around and go to the right organization to be okay.
In my
But
opinion,
I did.
Shador was the best, second best quarterback in the league. I mean, in the draft after Cam Ward
The
and
draft.
shit. Yeah, in the draft after Cam Ward
Uh,
and shit. I know you like Dart. I don't think motherfuckers cared about Dart until they tried to find somebody to put above Shador. and shit. Shador, you don't win the best quarterback award and shit. It didn't be a second round pick or third round or fourth round or fifth round. You get drafted in the first
Okay.
round when you win that award. Any other quarterback that won that award got drafted in the fucking first round.
I understand how you feel. I just feel as though that at the end of the day, Primo, the NFL that's run by white billionaires are not going to allow these athletes to run the game. Because college football is a different beast now than it was back then. College football now players getting paid millions of dollars, so they come in the NFL with their cock on the table, thinking they run
Hey
everything. They
yo,
don't. I said, you got to come in the league humble. I hate to say it, y'all. I understand college football
nah,
is
fuck that shit. You
obvious.
do like, and that's the thing about it. I don't think that he was being arrogant. I think that he was being honest. And that's the thing about it. Y'all can't just get mad at a man for being himself. Y'all want this man to be yes sir, no sir, and that's not who he is. He's gonna tell you how he feel. If he says, yo, if don't draft me if you're not prepared to have your whole franchise changed, and people consider that shit being arrogant, I think that shit corny. Because in his, like, you know what I'm saying, in my mind, if I'm Shador, I'm saying, yo, don't draft me if you don't believe me or if you don't actually want to win. That's what he's saying. If y'all got a
Okay.
problem with that, then miss me with that, because we didn't watch you know what I'm saying, a lot of these white people parents say, oh nah, my son not going there. We watch Arch Manning and Peyton Manning deliberately say that Eli was not going to San Diego at the time.
Yeah, but they had pool in the league
I don't
though.
give
It's
a fuck
different.
how much pull they got.
I'm
The
just
point I'm
saying.
making
I'm
the
just,
point I'm making is you
no,
can't be sitting there the
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you, they
Pickens
had
on the
pool.
wire.
It's different. Dion didn't have the pool that he thought he had in the NFL. He didn't.
Nah,
He didn't have the pool.
Dion got way more hate in the NFL than he thought he had. That's what it is. A lot of motherfuckers smile in your face and then, you know what I'm saying, talk
Okay,
shit
but at the end
behind
of
your
the day,
back.
Primo, you can't tell people what you want them to do because what you think they should be, and it's not going to happen that way. Just like you said that he was being honest about, yeah, he's being honest about who he is. NFL being honest about who they are. So who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
Yeah,
I don't
we
agree
gonna
with
shut
this.
this nigga
This is what
down.
they
That's what they
did.
saying,
You don't
bro.
agree with
I'm
this
not.
here?
Yeah, I'm about to say just because they standing on some shit does not necessarily mean that it's a good thing. Just because they standing on that shit. That shit was horrible with how they treated Shador, bro. It's like there's no other way around it. I was looking at the tape of him, and he's not that good. He's average. Oh shit, I didn't even know you hung up, bro. He's average. Who has a ceiling? Who you talk about, nephew? You talk about Jackson Dart, or you talk about Shador?
I think Shador.
Nah.
Let's
I was
see.
talking to my nephew. He in the comments. I told you I'm live and shit. So
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. This right here to help your views out. You arguing with me or talking to me while you sitting there doing the live at the same time, so you getting perspectives and comments and live on conversation.
because
Let's win all the way around, Primo. Get your views up.
shit, I just wanted to talk about this shit. And then I don't think George Pickens gonna be wearing number 14 because it's Marquise Bell number, so he probably gonna wear like number 2 or some shit.
Now, let me ask you a question. That receiver I got last
Shador.
year, Jonathan Mingo, is he going to be a third receiver or fourth receiver?
I think he gonna look. A lot of people say, "Oh, he gonna be our third." I'm like, "Yo," and I know my nephew about to be pissed when I say this, but I think Tolbert balled out last year. He deserved the third receiver spot for real. And honestly, I think Tolbert and Turpin is fighting for the third receiver spot before Jonathan Mingo get that bitch.
Well, Jerry Jones was high on Jonathan Mingo. That's why he made the trade for him. He said they had high on these more before the
Yeah, in the yeah,
you know.
right. But Jerry Jones do dumbass shit because he was high on other shit too.
But Jonathan Mingo do got the talent. Be
Yeah,
that
he
way.
also got zero career touchdowns. Miss me with the bullshit. But
Yeah, but
I think Shador
listen,
is most one of the most pro ready quarterbacks coming out the draft
I disagree with that.
and shit. Like you don't have to like
I think Cam Ward is the only NFL ready quarterback right away. I think all these quarterbacks coming out this year got shit for a year.
I don't know. Like Cam Ward needs a lot of works on his mechanics, if you ask me. And shit, if you know what I'm saying, a lot of work on his mechanics and shit. Like I
I
think
think
his
Cam
shit
Ward
is
is the
more.
only one ready to play, in my opinion.
I mean, I can
Go ahead.
understand that. I can understand that. I can respect that. And he's probably going to be the only one that plays, being the first overall pick. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
he's going
because
to be the only one that plays immediately and shit.
Shador's not gonna be ready in year one. Shador's gonna have to sit behind somebody for a year, learn how the NFL works, then be ready. Same with Jackson Dart. He ain't gonna be ready right away
I'm
either.
not sure if that's true. We gotta stop doing that shit too. We gotta see these players play before we say if this person can play or not and shit.
Yeah,
The only reason why I say I
you
think
play in one
Shador,
season.
the only reason why I think Shador, why I say Shador is pro ready is because the fact that the experience that he had with no offensive line, being able to throw under pressure, being able to have to set your feet quickly and let that shit fly, and shit like that. It's like little shit like that.
Who's his weapons?
I think
All
Shador
right, so
is
who's the weapons in Primo?
what in Cleveland.
Yeah, who's weapons?
You got Francis what's his name? What's the tight end name? You got him. I don't know if
You
they
got
got
you got Judy. Judy's okay. Who else you got?
Jerry Judy balled out. He was third best receiver numbers wise last year
I'm
and
just
shit.
asking. Who else they got?
I don't know if Elijah Moore resigned back.
No,
Um,
he did. See that, and that's the problem I had. You can't. I understand we want to give quarterbacks a place to play right away, but they, I mean, if you want to give Shador a chance to succeed, right? Because he already got the asset against him. He's a fifth round pick. They're already looking for an opportunity to say, "Oh, listen, see, he can't lead no team. Look what he got. Look at these weapons. He can't do nothing with them. Give the kid a chance to have a good offensive line play, get some good, better receivers and
it's
play,
Cleveland.
so he can get an
Nobody's
opportunity
gonna
to get money."
nobody gonna hold any quarterback feet to the fire in Cleveland. I think
They do all the time, Primo. They do all
everybody
the time, Primo.
universally understands that Cleveland is where quarterbacks go to die. Period.
Unless you're Joe Flacco.
And even he died when he threw six picks in the playoffs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even he died
He took him to the playoffs. So you can't take that from him.
and threw six picks in the playoffs. But the point I'm making is, the point I'm making is, quarterbacks go there to die.
Fair enough.
When you get traded to Cleveland, you don't look the same no more. Look what happened to Deshaun Watson. I know people like, oh, the injuries and shit
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
He ain't looked the same before the
Chris,
injuries.
I ain't gonna lie. Deshaun Watson, he stole money. He should be. Listen, at the end of the day, he should be a happy man knowing that he's forever rich.
Hell yeah, hell
The
yeah.
only player in NFL history with a guaranteed contract.
Yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
think Shador is a little bit. I think Shador is a little bit hated on, and then when people overanalyze him and shit, because I'm like, I could
I
look
think he
at
got too many. I think he got too many sympathizers. If you ask me,
I could look at
I
every
say I'm
quarterback that got drafted before him and tell you why that they shouldn't have been, except for Cam Ward, that tell you why they shouldn't have been drafted before him. Hell, the motherfucker that's on the Browns with him, I forgot the nigga name, but he damn sure shouldn't have been drafted before him.
all right. So this is what I sit there and say. I want everybody to stop whining about Shador Sanders. He's in the league. He's on the team. Let's see what he can do. Okay, I sit there and say nobody does for any other player in the league. It's players slip in the draft all the time, but regardless of what you think they should be, they slip all the time. It just happened to be somebody I actually root
You
for.
remember how the
Okay,
NFL?
it
You remember
happens.
how the NFL people? I remember this shit like it was yesterday. How the draft analysts and all the reporters was like really confused and really talking crazy about the fact that Aaron Rodgers dropped to number 24 or 26. I mean 27 in that draft
Yeah,
when Alex Smith went number one.
yeah.
So what's the difference between the fans doing it and the reporters doing it?
What I'm saying is that everybody just, I mean,
Stop
it's
it,
enough
nephew.
playing whining about
Stop
it.
it. Dylan
There's no
Gabriel
point whining.
is better than Shador. Stop it.
Dylan Gabriel's better. Who, what? I didn't say that. Who
No,
said
I'm
that?
talking about my nephew. He just commented that shit.
What? Dylan
Stop it.
Gabriel from Oregon?
Yeah, he talking about the nigga that got drafted by the Browns and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, have mercy. Okay, well, it's his opinion.
Yeah, I don't think that should like that's what I'm saying. I think now everybody talking trying to make it seem like Shador is not good because he got drafted in the fifth round, and like I really believe that he got drafted in the
I
fifth
disagree.
round because the fact that the NFL wanted extra viewers for the last 2 days of the draft and shit. Like,
Wait, you know what's funny?
they had 7.5 million viewers the 2 days you know what I'm saying after the first round and shit. They don't never have that many viewers, you know what I'm saying, those 2 days after the first round and shit.
Well, it's good business then. So let me ask you a question. You want to know what's funny? You know the Eagles about to get ready to take Shador Sanders before the Browns jumped ahead of him and took him?
Oh, word, I ain't know that. I wish the team that actually had a good, you know what I'm saying, good coaching staff took Shador and shit.
No, the Eagles about to take him in the fifth round. What happened? Because they gave backdrop. They were saying the
Lamar
Eagles
did
about
go
to
31.
Eagles about to cash that pick in, and the Browns got a sense that the Eagles about to take him, so they jumped ahead and drafted him. So then they asked Howie Roseman, "Were you about to take Shador Sanders?" And he kind of like played it off like, "Well, you got every quarterback out there, like outside Shador and this, that, and the other." I said, "Yep, the Eagles about to take that man." I said, "I know this city will go crazy if you go take Shador Sanders in the fifth round, sit behind Jalen Hurts." That
Yeah,
would be
I
a
mean,
very interesting
yeah,
concept.
whoever had after basically after the second round, whoever drafted Shador was going to gain his fans. You know what I'm saying? Like they was going to gain some motherfucking fans because after a while, which is like people just wanted to see him get drafted and shit, and they was going to be just be happy at whoever or wherever he got drafted at. So that's why I'm like,
Well,
that's why the NFL know exactly what they're doing because the Browns drafted him, and don't nobody give a fuck about the Browns. They're not gaining shit from this. Like now, don't get me wrong,
I was.
the Browns has been
Go ahead.
promoting Shador like they drafted him in the first round. You know what I'm saying with the second pick or third pick, whatever pick they
They
had.
gotta sell tickets. They gotta
Right,
sell tickets.
right. But he's not going to start. He may be end up being the second string quarterback by the start of the season. And shit, y'all
See,
really just using this nigga to sell tickets at this point.
in my opinion, I think Shador should have went to Pittsburgh or Dallas. Those are the two teams
Well,
they could
nephew,
have changed.
nephew. Whenever Dak and Jalen actually plays against each other, we know the outcome. My nephew said we finally get our Dak and Jalen showdown this year. Whenever Dak and Jalen plays against each other, we know the outcome. 9 times out of
Okay,
ten, Dak wins and shit. Like
oh, who got the ring?
y'all did.
Okay, so I
But
just want to let everyone know
we
that
talk about
conversation.
divisional rivalries. We ain't talking about the Super Bowl. We can't play y'all in the Super Bowl. We talk about the two games we play y'all in the division.
Did Dak Prescott been to Super Bowls? Did he been to NFC Championship
What the
games?
fuck they got to do with Dak versus Jalen Hurts? What do that? See, this is what I'm saying. It's
Are
so
you talking
funny.
about
It's
head to
so
head?
funny.
Are
It's
you talking
so
about head to head? Are you talking about head to head? That's what you talking about. You
yeah,
talking about head to head?
head to head.
Okay, all right. Yeah. That got more wins
That's
record.
what I'm talking about.
You
I
got.
don't understand
Oh,
how
I thought you were talking about better. I'm not saying better.
we finally get a Dak and Jalen showdown this year. That was the statement. I don't
Oh, that's
understand
fine.
where you started going or coming from on that one.
No,
But my point
I
is,
thought you said. I thought you said
and
Jalen
if we
was
talk
better.
about who's the better quarterback, I'm still picking my quarterback over your quarterback. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I don't give a fuck
That's
how many
fine.
rings. I don't give a fuck how many rings he win. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit. How many 2 yard tush pushes touchdowns he scored. I don't give a fuck about
Right.
none of that shit, bro. If we talk about quarterback play, my quarterback better than yours. I
Right.
don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
And guess what? Why you argue about that point? I argue my championships,
That's
my
what's up.
rings on my finger.
Y'all got two championship rings from two backup quarterbacks. That's dope as shit. That's dope as shit.
One backup quarterback. One backup quarterback. Not two. One. One starting quarterback, one backup.
Yeah,
Don't be
that's what's up.
disrespectful, Primo.
That's what's up from two backup quarterbacks and shit. From a quarterback and a running back that could pass a little bit. That's what's up. And shit.
I can tell your feelings are hurt, man. I
You
feel
know what
you,
I'm
but it's
saying?
okay, man. It's okay. You got 5 rings, man. You got five. You got three more Super Bowls over me. You just got two.
That's what's
Leave
up.
me alone.
You the one that keep bringing this shit up, and then when I start throwing shots, you talk about leave you alone. No, no, we ain't gonna do that. We not gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that shit.
Listen, man. I'm just happy. Listen, I'm just happy that we the last team standing right now. So let me have my time.
Y'all, yeah, hey,
Because
look,
most likely,
facts.
yeah, most
That's a fact.
likely, ain't like we gonna win it next year. It'll guarantee. I mean, if we do. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. If we win it next year, I know you really ain't gonna talk to me for a whole year.
Nah, y'all
So
can't win it
I
next
expect
year.
more from you.
Y'all can't win it next year because y'all ain't got the same coordinators. You know, y'all only win the Super Bowl when y'all got the same
You still got
coordinators and
Fangio.
shit.
You
Y'all
still
got
got Fangio.
yeah, y'all got
You still
one
got Fangio.
one of them. Y'all need two good coordinators because your head coach ain't gonna do shit for you and shit. So y'all need two good coordinators and shit. Vangio is
Hey, listen.
definitely the reason why y'all won that motherfucker. Him and Saquon and shit.
No dub, Primo. Who
But
argue that point? No
I,
dub.
I'm
Who
not
argue
saying
that?
I'm not saying it as in like you know what I'm saying something like that you didn't know. I was just making a statement. Like he's definitely the reason that y'all won that Super Bowl. Him and Saquon and shit,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
even
yeah.
getting into that shit. But
Yeah, without Fangio, we wouldn't even got that far. His
right,
defense was good.
right. But y'all know how y'all are when you know what I'm saying. The only thing is I expect the defense to be good again this year because y'all got you know what I'm saying Vic is still there. But you know how it is when y'all switch coordinators and shit, and then y'all got depending on your head coach, the actual coach. That's when y'all be looking weird and shit.
But I mean, you still win 11 games, even though in a weird year. You can't take that from him.
No, you can't. You can't at
Yeah.
all.
So I mean, I don't get me
It
wrong.
still be looking weird though.
Is Nick Sirianni the most? Is he the most coach you're going to talk about? Probably not. But one thing you can't say about that man, which is fair, he's a winner. Every year he has a winning record. Whether you like his antics or not, he wins.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Regardless if he's a good coach or
Yeah.
not. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I look at it like this when it comes to Sirianni. It's kind of like Mike Budenholzer for Milwaukee. It's like he
You
went.
think so?
Yeah, it's like he's a great he gonna win. He's gonna win a lot of games, and there's not gonna be much leeway to fire this man because he wins so much and shit. Like, but I you know what I'm saying? I think there has definitely been looks it talks about, you know what I'm saying, your boy getting fired and shit. Especially year before last when him and Jalen was beefing.
No, but you know what I say about Nick Sirianni? I think his best attribute as a coach is motivating the team. He can motivate the shit out of the team. I gotta give him credit for that. He can definitely do that. Even when they look lethargic at times, he know how to get them guys. I mean, them guys do play hard for him. He do know how to motivate a team, and his in game management is very good. He do a few questionable things every now and then, like every head coach do. But his in game management and him motivating the team, you can't. I can't take that from him. He's very good at doing that. I can see why he be a head coach.
I always say this, and you know I say this. You look, that's your team. You know more about your team than I do, so I'm not gonna argue that. And shit,
That's fine.
I'm not gonna argue that. I know from the outside looking in, I can't agree with it. I can't. I don't agree with it, but I won't. I won't argue it. You know what I'm saying? I won't argue because that's your squad is shit. You know them a lot better than I do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you for what I've seen and what I know. Like as far as how the team plays, he's not the greatest X and O guy. I'll give you that. But like as far as getting the team ready to play hard and getting them ready to play Philadelphia football,
Right.
I can't take that from him.
Oh, he's like a mascot then.
Say what you want. He gets him motivated.
He like Carlton with the peacock mascot suit on and shit, right?
And I'll tell you, say what you want. The point is, that man wins games. You can't take it
You're
from
not
him.
lying. You're not lying. I can't stand that motherfucker. I don't care. Look, he didn't even have to be an Eagles coach for me not to like this man. I just don't like his whole vibe. But the fact that he's the Eagles coach made me not like him even more. So it's you know what I'm saying. It's just that I won't like him. It's not like it's Andy Reid. Andy Reid was one of the coaches that I actually liked that y'all had. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
but Andy Reid, we had ourselves for genius. It was a difference. I mean, a lot of teams don't have that. Like, look at the Cowboys head coach, Marty. What's his name? This is not Marty.
Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, for all you know, Brian Schottenheimer could be the head coach and take the Cowboys to the NFC Championship game. But everybody thinks he's a goofball just because he won't do nothing.
wait, what you mean? What you mean by he don't do nothing? Like, what you mean?
No, because they were saying he's been an offensive coordinator, been around the league for 20 years and barely called any plays. So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, but he could be a good coach though.
Didn't he call plays in San Diego?
You know what I mean? Huh?
Didn't he call plays in San Diego?
No, they were saying. I think they were talking about he never called plays.
I know that he didn't call plays. I know that he didn't call plays with us because you know what I'm saying. Mike McCarthy was doing that. Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, yeah.
But
yeah, I don't think he never called plays. I don't think he never called plays in the NFL before.
I'm pretty sure he called plays before. I don't know how.
Look it up. I'm ready to talk on TV.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Because they was arguing on TV that who is this guy? Like what? The Cowboys gonna bring this guy as a head coach? Really? I said to everybody, I said, listen, for all you know, he could be the one to take y'all to the championship. He just don't. Sometimes it's not always about the name. It's about who is best for the job. Now, do I think Jerry Jones kind of cheated y'all a little bit? Kind of, sort of.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, but at the same time,
they said the last time he called plays was before he came to the Dallas Cowboys in 2021 with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He's offensive coordinator for Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yes, sir.
So he called the plays?
Yes, sir.
Wait, no, that's Doug Pearson, bro. Doug Pearson's on that team. You can't count that.
Last call plays during his time with the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2021.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Let me look it up. Because Doug Pearson was on that team, and Doug was taking credit for calling all the damn plays, unless he was just trying to be cute.
And that could be another reason why Doug is no longer the head coach on that team.
What's his name? Brian Schottenheimer?
Schottenheimer, yeah.
How you spell it? Oh, here it is.
No, CD and George Pickens will destroy the Eagles next year. That was a comment in my on my live. That is 100% facts right there.
That's fine. I'm not worried.
Yeah, it said that 51-year-old has been the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets, Seattle Seahawks, the University of Georgia over nearly.
He was a passing game coordinator in 2021 with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Last call plays during his time with the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know what? I'm gonna show it on the live so people don't think I'm just making shit up. Cause I hate when I'm doing this shit and people don't understand what the fuck I'm saying. Last call plays during his time with the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2021.
Listen what I'm saying. I'm reading this right now.
I understand that he was a passing game coordinator, but he called plays during his time with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You're not letting me finish.
Go ahead.
He was under Urban Meyer,
Mm-hmm.
right? He was in charge of calling the offensive plays for the final four games. That's all about to sit there and say. I said, okay, what you're saying was true before he went off.
Mm-hmm.
See, so for 4 games in the NFL, he called the plays. And when they hired Doug Peterson, he was relieved of his duties. But he got hired as a passing game coordinator first. And when they fired Urban Meyer, he took over play call and everything for the last 4 games before he moved
That's
on.
cool.
So that's how he got some experience.
That's cool. That's not his only
And
experience in
also,
calling plays though.
no,
That's what I'm
that's true.
saying. Like, like
No, I'm saying, but the statement you're talking about, I'm
that no,
purely
because you
going off
asked when
statement
was
you
his
told me.
last time, and I'm just going what I googled was his last time calling plays, which was 2021. They didn't say why he called plays, but it was the last time he called plays,
Okay,
which was
so
2021.
he's off. Okay, so he was the offensive coordinator with the New York Jets and offensive coordinator with the Rams. So yes, he has had
Yeah, he
experience.
has 12 years play calling experience for the NFL franchises.
Okay, so what was the Rams offense in 2012 and 20? What was they offense? What was they
That
numbers?
was
The Jets.
that was fucking what's my boy name? Well, not my boy. That was
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny?
that was Fisher.
What it
That was
was?
Jeff Fisher team around that time.
You know what's funny? You know what? You guys gonna be the same team the Eagles are. I guarantee it. You guys gonna copy us. Because I forgot when he's with the Jets, when Rex Ryan was coaching that team,
Uh,
they ran the
they are
football.
running team like
They ran the football.
he's a running coordinator. He likes to run the ball and use play
That's what
action.
I'm saying. You guys gonna be just like the Eagles. Y'all gonna be a copycat Eagles. Say, watch,
But that was
watch.
supposed to have been
We
the
gonna copy you.
plan. This is how you know what I'm saying, either Jerry or Mike McCarthy was bullshitting last year because that was the plan last year. And he, like, you know what I'm saying, with Schottenheimer help developing the playbook and all this other shit and helping with the offensive game plan and shit. That was the whole plan of, you know what I'm saying, us being able to run the ball last year. Now, hopefully, with him being the head of this shit this year, that he'll definitely be way more consistent in running the ball. Like the fact that Brian likes to run the ball, we'd be good about it. Man,
Yeah,
look. Let's not talk about. We talk about the Cowboys and George Pickens, nephew. We not talking about the goddamn Lakers. We not
we're
talk.
not talking about the.
No. I'm talking about my nephew. Just commented about the goddamn Lakers. But we not talking about the Lakers and shit. I'm still pissed off about the fact that they got knocked out of the goddamn first round by Rudy Gobert.
Oh,
Bro, Rudy Gobert. Facts. Rudy Gobert. Motherfucker, he ain't never have a game like that in his entire life. Decided to have that shit in the go home game and shit. Fuck Rudy Gobert and fuck everybody else that hate on the Lakers and LeBron and shit. Cause y'all be pissing me off when it comes to this bullshit.
he just wanted bragging rights. That's why you mad at the Lakers lost.
Hell, well, nah. Honestly, I wanted to see the Lakers and
Yeah. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Tell the truth. You
I
wanted to
wanted to
see
see
them
the
lost because
Lakers.
they lost because it could have messed up your bragging rights.
I wanted to see the Lakers and the Warriors in the playoffs. I don't give a fuck who won out of that series. I just want to see those two teams
Right.
play again and shit. I want to see LeBron versus Curry in the playoffs one more time before these two guys either retire or, you know what I'm saying, something happens to where as though they're not playing against each other no more and shit. Shit, they might be playing with each other. They might be playing with each other on the same team next year and shit.
Nigga, I hear you.
I was just saying I was right. You ain't have to say you was right though, nephew. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody asked you to say that you was right.
Like I said, Primo, I hear you. You just like I said, you upset because the Lakers messed up your ability to have bragging rights. Like I told
Bragging
you.
rights about what? Because I didn't expect them to win the championship this year. Like I said, I wanted to see Curry and goddamn LeBron one more time. I'm gonna hit you right back though, bro. This is my cousin calling me.
All right, go ahead.
Yo, nigga. What you call him? Why? First of all, you lie. You on speaker and I'm on live, and you just called and cuss me out for no reason. But I know you calling about the George Pickens shit, right? That's what I'm on. That's like what I'm on live talking about right now. Shit. You know what I'm saying? That is exactly the conversation that I'm having right now. I just got off the phone with Mac to talk to you and shit. I'm on live and the nephew and my and Quan is in the, you know what I'm saying, the comments talking to me and shit, and we've been just talking about this shit. He said, if y'all think the Cowboys some dirty bitches, put your thumbs up in the comment section. Nah, I'm look. I was shocked. I'm pleasantly surprised that Jerry followed through on some shit. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned during the draft that he was going to make a big splash, and you know what I'm saying. But you know how Jerry be talking out of his ass sometimes, so I took that shit with a grain of salt. But but shout out to him, you know what I'm saying for what AB we gotta find AB and tell him that Jerry get the White Boy of the Day award and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta find AB and say get Jerry that White Boy of the Day award and shit.
Yo, I didn't get to finish watching all of it. Yo, is Buddy a real wrestler?
Which one? The bald head boy?
Yeah.
He said he used to be and shit. I ain't never seen him wrestle before, but he said he used to be.
Oh, shit. Now, this nigga got a headlock specialist. Yo, he's wrestling this shit. Yo, let me get off the stream, bro.
All right, bro. I hit you back in the field.
All right, man.
All right. Nah, shit. I'm probably gonna get off the stream too. Shit. Like I said, I just want to talk some shit about the fact that we got you know what I'm saying a true number two. We can figure out what we're gonna do with Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo, and Turpin. I think, like I said, honestly, out of all of those three people, I think Turpin got the better chance of being our third receiver for real. If my nephew's still in here, he know I love Jalen Tolbert for real. I want to see bro succeed, but if we just going off of last year, definitely the person. Yeah, the crack of the day. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is, nephew. But damn, I done lost my train of thought and shit. But shit. If we able to get, you know what I'm saying, some motion moving on that offensive line, if our trenches get better, if we get our back end healthy, he's a number one playing number two role. And that's the dope thing about it. That's what I'm saying. He could be a number one on pretty much any other team in the league except for Dallas. You know what I'm saying? It's some other teams with this. That's the point I was making about Tolbert and the third receiver spot and shit. I think Turpin is actually going to take that spot for real. I don't think that it's going to be Tolbert or Jonathan Mingo. But, he's definitely a number one anywhere else. Is shit. Maybe not in Cincinnati or maybe not in goddamn Minnesota or Dallas, of course. But he's pretty much a number one anywhere else. Is shit. And, we definitely got him for a steal. We got to figure out if we're going to pay his ass, if we're going to reconstruct his contract or anything like that. But I think that we definitely made a good splash, especially on the offensive side. That's going to help out our quarterback, and not only help out our quarterback, but help out CD Lamb. You know what I'm saying? CD ain't gonna have to see as many double and triple teams as he did last year. You're not gonna have to see as much bracket coverage as he did last year. And shit, because not only that you got a true, you know what I'm saying, a true number two slash number one on the other side, but you also got Turk that's fast as shit that can take a slant 75 yards. You also got motherfucking Jake Ferguson that's one of the most athletic tight ends that we got in the league and shit. So we got some weapons that can actually help open up this field for a lot of other guys. He gonna cuss Dak out if Dak fuck Dak better get his shit together. Nah, bro, Dak ain't motherfucking Mason Rudolph or Randall or whoever them other quarterbacks was over in goddamn Pittsburgh and shit, bro. We know how Dak get down. We saw how him and CD was on the sideline last year. Dak don't be playing that type bullshit. But that's what I'm saying. He a crash out. I don't know how this shit gonna work because the fact that CD low key be crashing out too. But, but George Pickens is 100% a crash out. He don't waste no time crashing out at all, bro. He don't even need to think about it. He just crash out with shit. So this shit might be weird when it comes to how he, you know what I'm saying, be moving and how he be acting and shit. But I'm not even gonna be sitting here and act like I'm not excited for this season coming up, especially for my offense. Like I said, I do want to just make sure that we solidify our offensive line, make sure that left tackle position is really solidified. Tyler Guyton gotta get his shit together. If not, move Tyler Smith out there, put Brock Hoffman at guard and shit, or Cooper Beebe at guard and put Brock Hoffman at center. That's what I'm more worried about. Hopefully our DBs get healthy. Go out there and pick up motherfucking Stephon Gilmore. Why not? Just pick him up. Just to be on the safe side. Just pick him up. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck not? Go ahead and pick him up and shit. I'm actually shocked that we didn't go after none of the free agent receivers and we just made a trade for Pickens, but I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not gonna spend no more time on this app. I've been on here a motherfucking hour. Nephew, I catch you. If you home, I'll call you. Or I'll catch you on the game and shit. I'll probably, you know what I'm saying, hop on 2K and shit with you. But if not, I'll catch you next time I talk to you. I appreciate you guys. Everybody that showed up and shit like that. Pickens and Lamb and man coverage would be a problem for the Eagles. They love to play man coverage. That's a fucking fact. That's a fact. They love to play man coverage and shit. And those guys versus man coverage should be able to feast. Should be able to really eat. Especially like I said, Pickens is one of those receivers that you can just throw it up to. You know what I'm saying? And his catch radius is out like is insane for real. You know what I'm saying? He catching pretty much anything you throw in his radius. And CD is another one like that can really catch anything that you throw in his radius, regardless of where the ball is positioned at. Because there was some passes last year from fucking Cooper Rush because you know he got a noodle for an arm and shit that CD had to really adjust and catch that shit. And there was a couple passes from Dak last year. You know what I'm saying? That CD had to adjust and really catch that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we got some receivers that we got some playmakers on the outside, some real true playmakers on the outside. And like I said, Turpin might be that extra piece that we need because of that speed and because of the quickness in tight spaces. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, he's so great on returns and shit, kickoff and punt returns. If you get the ball in his hands early and just let, you know what I'm saying, let the blocks develop, you know what I'm saying, he probably can make something happen out of it. But yeah, I'm about to hop off of here. Like I said, I appreciate you guys, nephew. I really appreciate you fucking with me, my guy. I'm gonna holler at you later. And y'all make sure y'all following me on all social media. It's New Jersey Preem on all social media and on motherfucking YouTube. It's Smoke and Buzz. You know what I'm saying? Smoke, the letter N-Budz. Y'all make sure y'all go on there. Y'all check your boy out. I appreciate y'all. Peace and love. And remember, stay fried, my friends. Peace.